Hello friends, how's it going? It's your friend Jeff playing Kingdom Come Deliverance. Sorry on the last video I just signed out and I didn't even say anything. I just said, I'm ending the video. Usually I like to say something, but anyways, here we are. I just wanted it to be daytime. Let's look at our stuff, see if we're all okay. It's all 100 weapon-wise. I'll have those arrows, I'll have this on, and that on. Okay. Alright, it looks like we're back to full health. I mean, I don't know if I have any... I do have a couple of apples. I guess I can give the dog something right here, the mutt. Let's give him some food.
You'll love this.
He's gonna like it. There you go. Look at that, isn't that good? Yummy. Love it. Alright. Okay, so I think I killed those bandits, so let's see if their bodies are still here. It doesn't look like it, because I saved over the night. Hey, now I missed that shield. And the reason you want to pick it up, because the stuff will all vanish. Let me see if I can open this up. Hey, we get some more experience, right? There shouldn't be anything in here. Yep, good. Okay, we're good. And you know, there was something over here too. Wait a minute. I want to check one thing before rescuing that guy. I want to check one thing before rescuing him. If I remember correctly, they said there was a chest here. And we didn't, I want to see if there's anything in it. Now, when I raided this place, I think I raided this chest, so maybe there won't be anything in here, but we're going to just see, just for the heck of it. We're going to see. Yep, nothing. What a... I don't think there was one up here. Let's go up here. Oh, there's this here. But I must have taken that. And we're going to go up here. Because this is where the fight was. And you can see the only thing I left from him was the sword. Because I remember he almost killed me and I hit him and knocked him out. And that's the only thing that saved me at that point. And I took everything, but I forgot to take his sword before I executed him. And as you can see here, you do not see the sword here. So this is why his body and all his stuff wouldn't have been here. So the best scenario is to somehow knock him out, to take his stuff before you kill him. And because that's the only way you're going to get it. Which I got all his stuff other than his sword because foolishly I stripped him of all his stuff and took it, and then I clicked the button to execute him, and I saw the sword there and I could have picked it up and I didn't, and, so I would have had his sword too, but it doesn't matter. I mean, what's a sword worth? A couple 100 groschen maybe? That's about it. So I just wanted to come up here to talk about that. Of when you killed Runt, how that works out. And yeah, because I think I raided this place before I even went into that battle, I think that's why there's nothing in these chests, this chest over here, which I just wanted to check it just to make sure. And either way, I got a little experience opening up a chest, which is all good because anything you do in the game, you get stats for, so it's all good, and no matter what you do in the game. So Alright, well, now that we got that out of the way, we can go over here and rescue this guy. I think he's in... right there.
Being held captive. Help!
I will in just a moment. And yeah, as always, we already raided this place, so there's nothing there. Okay, let's go ahead and get going with this guy.
Thank you. My pleasure. Sir Divish sent me to find you. And it looks like I arrived just in time. God's truth. I'm Henry of Skalitz.
My name is Marius Bilek, Master Locator. Sir Divish sent me here to survey the area.
Well, the outlaws are out of the way, so we can go and report to him, right?
Not just yet. Those bastards caught me as soon as I arrived. And so far all I've seen is the inside of the tent they tied me up in. I still have a job to do. Come along with me if you like. We'll report to Sir Divish afterwards.
I'll escort you then. At least I can make sure you don't get caught again.
What? Are there more of those bandits around?
No, I just meant... Never mind. Should we get going?
Okay, and let's see.
This is a good spot for the rat house. Every village must have one. It'll be nice and prominent. It's on the hillside, so the foundations will stay dry. It can have its own little square, close to the church. There's no better site here.
Yeah, and this is why, again, you'd want to raid all this and get it all, because once this goes down, all this stuff gonna disappear anyway.
The church is still standing. Good. Whoever built it did a good job, considering how old it is and what it's been through recently. It stood up well. It won't be an easy job to fix it, but it can be done. Timber alone won't do, though.
Marius, where are you going?
We could fit at least one tradesman's shop here. Maybe a baker's?
Okay. So he suggested a baker's. Don't get stuck in the trees.
There's quite a lot of space here. It just needs clearing thoroughly. Then we could even fit stables here.
Stables. Sounds good.
Main approach road in the stream. This bridge needs reinforcing. It won't last long in this condition. I reckon it would make sense to build a weir over the stream down there. The water here is clean and can be used to supply the village until we sink a well. It's a good thing we have this stream. No point in building without a water source.
Okay.
Damn.
He bumped into me.
Supplies and trade will flow through here. I can't even see past the trees and ruins whether there's room for anything there. But at least the trees are strong and healthy. All we need is a few good woodcutters, and we won't have to bring in any timber from elsewhere.
Okay.
Stone foundations. They'll come in handy, and we're close to the stream. Lots of space here. There's a well here already. All the better. Big space, clean water, close to the village green. Good site for an inn.
Okay.
That's that, Ben. The most essential surveying is done.
So, Master Locator, ready to start building?
There's a long way to go before that. The few ruins that are left are basically beyond repair. It's all overgrown with brush.
Oh dear.
We'll have to get it all cleared before we can start rebuilding it.
So it is possible to rebuild everything?
Yes, absolutely.
But building a whole village is no small enterprise.
We'll need timber, lots of it, which isn't a problem in the middle of the woods, of course. We'll have to hire wage labor to begin with. Quite a lot of men. I think we should get started without delay. There's a lot of work involved, but it'll be well worth the effort. I can just imagine it. The church will dominate the whole settlement.
That's good news. When will you inform Sir Divish?
Why wait? I'll head to Talmberg right away. But would you keep an eye on things here in the meantime? It would be rather embarrassing to run into more bandits when I return with Sir Divish.
No problem. I'll be right here.
It shouldn't take us long. My lord, welcome to Pribyslavitz. That is to say, welcome back to Pribyslavitz after all these years. Well, what's left of it.
Not to worry, Marius. I'm glad to be back in my old hamlet. Although, it seems to have aged about as gracefully as I have in my years.
I beg to differ, sir. It's quite dilapidated, unlike your good self, but at least it's safe now. Thanks in part to Henry here, who also saved me from a predicament that cost me valuable time. Who knows? If it hadn't been for him, we might not even be talking now.
Well, lad, in the end, you managed things in your own way, I see. Just as you said you would.
I did my best, sir. There was no reasoning with them. They thought since it was 4-1, I'd be no trouble.
I expect that was a fatal mistake.
Just so, sir.
No loss. At least they won't be troubling us again. Let's get down to the matter in hand, shall we? What state is Pribyslavitz in?
Sir, in my official capacity as locator, I am gratified to inform you that the hamlet of Pribyslavitz may be renewed. And indeed it offers prospects of considerable expansion beyond its former limits.
Splendid. Finally, some good news for this province.
Badly needed, too.
So, what have you discovered so far? I want to know all the details.
We had a scout around.
We conducted a basic survey, from which we can make a preliminary outline of the parcels. I already have in my head an initial plan of what can be built where.
We should certainly have a church. I'd like to preserve the existing one.
That should present no serious obstacles. The building is in much better condition than we anticipated. But extensive reconstruction will be required.
That's to be expected.
There's a stream here, and a well, right in the middle of the village.
Yes, and there are abundant woods around. Clearing them will provide both extra land and timber supplies that we can use right away.
Right now, I believe we're standing on the village green, aren't we?
The future green, that is. The village centre will comprise at least 6 large buildings to begin with. We can't fit any more than that here, so there will be other buildings away from the square. In particular, more extensive structures.
I'm glad to hear it. I never expected you'd find so much space here in the middle of the woods. The building work we're about to engage in is only the first part of my plan. Later, we'll clear more forests for agricultural land and build more farmhouses. But for now, we'll have to focus on more sensible goals.
As you wish, my lord.
A village isn't a village without villagers. You'll need new subjects. Even preparing the ground for building will need lots of labor. Where can we find so many people, sir?
You sound skeptical, lad, but it's a good question. I've already given it some thought. I've agreed with Rattay and Alex that we shall make an announcement in Rattay to invite people to move here and help with the construction, which will bring them many benefits, but also obligations. In addition, I expect the prospects of a new home will appeal to your former Skalitz neighbors, more than a makeshift camp by the castle walls.
I'll be delighted, sir.
A splendid solution, sir. I've also been concerned about how to bring settlers here, but now it seems there will be no shortage of new inhabitants after all.
But rebuilding a whole village must cost a king's ransom.
It's true it won't come cheap. Before the tradesmen settle here and start producing and trading, it will be necessary to invest a certain amount of capital.
A certain amount? How much exactly?
I wouldn't venture to state a precise amount at this point, but I expect it will come to some thousands, even tens of thousands of groschen.
That much? I hope you're good at haggling.
We shall, of course, attempt to procure everything at the best possible price. But raising a settlement from the ashes you see around you is a costly business. Nevertheless, I can assure you, my lord, that if all goes well, the investment shall all come back to you with interest.
I hope I shall live to enjoy it, Master Marius. It seems things are finally looking up. We routed the bandits in battle, and Henry took care of the remnants. When can we get to work?
Right away, as far as I'm concerned. All we need is people and the necessary funds. And we'll need someone to keep order, at least in the interim.
True. I'll leave you some of my men.
If I may, I would recommend quickly appointing a bailiff to take responsibility for the renewal of the village, its coffers, and its citizens.
True. First things first. Since you understand these matters best, you shall take charge of the land parceling and building works. You'll be available to the bailiff, but answerable directly to me.
I'd be honored, sir. Thank you.
And, as regards the office of bailiff, what about you, Henry?
Yes, sir?
You've proven yourself well. You've demonstrated that you're capable of solving problems, and you command the respect of your former Skalitz neighbors.
Well, I'm not so sure.
And you're also capable of maintaining law and order.
I must concur.
So, let us expedite matters. Henry, I hereby appoint you to the office of Bailiff of the hamlet of Pribyslavitz, in my domain.
My lord, it's a great honor. Thank you.
You will oversee the initial renewal and administration of the village that will set the ground for further development. But don't imagine it'll be a bed of roses, lad. Being bailiff doesn't mean you can do whatever you like. If you don't treat the settlers rightly, I'll soon find out and relieve you of your office. Besides, we can't spare a single groschen from the Talmberg coffers now, with the province in chaos. So, you'll have to cover the cost for the building work from your own purse.
Me? But Marius said it would cost a fortune.
True, but from what I hear, you know how to get your hands on coin enough. So, I expect you'll manage it just fine.
I'd like to know who's been spreading such gossip.
And I am assigning you certain specific tasks. You must ensure the rebuilding of the church. That means complete reconstruction, wall paintings, and a new altar. See to it that in the future, the village will be capable of supporting a certain number of people. For that, you will need to ensure the construction of essential artisans' buildings. And ultimately, the village must produce sufficient earnings to fund further expansion.
But, sir, I've never done...
I understand your concerns, but you'll be handsomely rewarded. I shall grant you the proceeds from the whole village for the first 5 years, and you have my permission to use the surrounding woods and land as you see fit.
Well, that's, I mean... Are you sure I'm the right man for the job, sir? It's a lot of responsibility.
As you said yourself, Henry, it's a great honor. Besides, you won't be alone in it. I'll assist you and supervise the construction work.
Phew. All right, then.
So, we're agreed. You'll give this document to the Rattay Bailiff. He'll make the announcement to invite settlers, which should ensure enough people to begin work. At the same time, your official appointment as bailiff will be announced.
Don't know what to say, sir.
I'm sure you won't disappoint me, Henry. And now I must get back to my duties at town. Send word when everything is prepared.
Certainly, sir. Have a safe journey.
Farewell, sir.
Okay, that was a lot to take in. And a game is saved. Okay, so, alright, let's see. Okay, well, that's gonna, Guess I have to go to Rattay. Let's see, should I... Yeah, it's gonna be a long ride. And I still gotta kill this guy over here, but anyways, we don't want to mess around. Like I said, with fast travel, you know, time goes by really quick. But that'd be a long way to ride. And again, another snare. Jeez, come on. And of course it's nighttime. That game is spawning all the people in, that's why it's the black screen. Oh boy. Alright, well it's not quite night, but...
Pity on me, a poor wretch. Sigismund and his murderers took everything.
Yep, every now and then you get to a wash pail and the game will take a while to get back. Ah, boy. Okay. Alright, well, okay, now it says... Why am I... Is he up there somewhere? Oh yeah, so now there are a couple of things involved with this. Is there
You
anything...
look like you've got a lot on your plate, Master Bailiff. Is work keeping you busy?
Busy? I've had so many visitors I wouldn't wonder if the door fell off its hinges.
What's going on?
I've been given the task of putting some of the Skalitz Refugees to work. It's not that there's a shortage of jobs, the problem's sharing them out fairly.
I understand. Everyone has mouths to feed.
The worst part is they won't tell you who really needs a job the most, but you might be able to help, Henry.
How?
They're like to be more honest with you, so you can find out who's in the most need. And you can decide for yourself who'll do what. Will you help?
If you need help, I'll do whatever I can.
You're a godsend. I'm sure it won't take too long. You know how the refugees are getting on, don't you? But ask around if you need to find out more.
What kind of work are we talking about?
Well, old Hagen is looking for a cook, and we need 5 carriers.
A cook and 5 water carriers. Sounds simple enough. Is there a problem?
A little. We need 3 water carriers, but the other 2 will have to carry, begging your pardon, shit. Or as the Pope would say, excrement.
Is there anyone who can tell me more about it?
Yes, the merchant Konrad Hagen is the one looking for a cook, so you can talk to him. And young Alex will know which of the Skalitz folk are best suited to the job.
How come that's such a cause for concern?
For one thing, they're afraid of me. And I can't get a straight answer out of any of them. So how the hell am I supposed to make the right choice?
They're desperate. You can't blame them.
I don't, but I might end up picking some good-for-nothing who'll just booze his wages away.
Can you tell me anything more about the cook?
You'll have to ask Hagen yourself. I couldn't get a straightforward answer out of him. Maybe he's changed his mind.
What do I need to know about the water carriers?
We need 3. Right now, some of the burgers' hands are doing the job.
And they need to go all the way down to the river for water.
Of course, where else would they get it? Gallows Hill? It's not an easy job, but someone has to do it.
What can you tell me about the other carriers?
It's dirty, but it's a job that needs to be done. There'll be more than enough work for them. Some places are overflowing.
Sounds disgusting. Why would anyone want the job?
If all else fails, I'll pay 2 groschen for every 1 I pay the water carriers. That might convince someone.
That's all I need to know.
Good luck, then. See ya.
Okay, and the game is saved. Okay, so I gotta do the announcement for the town that I have to build, but I think I want to delay that only because you got to do Aquarius first, I think. So so I think that's what I got to do, because that's gonna free up certain. It's gonna free up certain people, and I think you have to have it done before, you know, doing the other thing. So that's what I'm thinking of. So I'm gonna have to go to the
God be with you.
The bailiff sent me. He said you're looking for a cook.
That's right. I'm searching for a good cook, but I've said all that to our esteemed bailiff.
Well, I offered the bailiff my help because I know the Skalitz folk.
Ah, I see. Well, ask away then.
Do you have any particular requirements for the new cook?
Well, it would be an advantage if she knew how to cook.
Well, yes, but the bailiff said you had other conditions.
Well, I want a woman who's capable of looking after the house when I'm away on business.
Young, nimble.
What for? I want her to impress people with her food, not her face.
I understand. Sorry.
well, that's good.
I also heard there are vacant carrier jobs.
Yes, yes. I'm surprised it hasn't occurred to anyone sooner. It will certainly benefit the city if the burghers don't have to send their own servants.
Benefit my people as well.
Of course, it goes without saying.
I also heard that you need workers to carry, to empty latrines.
It's not dignified to talk of such manners. That's not a concern for decent people.
But I need to know.
Enough. I won't have such talk in my home.
Okay. That's so funny. All right.
Amen.
Hey, that's Carolina. We can talk to her?
God save. How may I help you, good knight?
What kind of governor is Sir Hanush?
Young Sir Hans is our governor, but Sir Hanush is his guardian till he comes of age. That's not a day I'm looking forward to.
How do the Rattay folk get on with the refugees?
I know they got nowhere to go. Skalitz is a pile of ashes and the countryside ain't safe. But they've been here too long. Some of those buggers got light fingers, and not a one of them appreciates the sacrifices we made for them.
Have you heard anything about the Cumans in Sigismund's army?
Everywhere they go, they pillage, rape, and slaughter. Or so the tales have it. Of course, all armies do that. But them barbarians take pleasure in it.
Okay, well that's Carolina, so I mean, she's going to be involved in some other stuff later on. So it's good that we made touch with her.
God save you.
Oh yeah, and this is a guy.
Are you the brawler who takes bets?
What's it to you?
I'm a Skalitz refugee, and I'd like to try my luck against you.
Hang on, I know who you are. And I'll only fight you for silver. Got it?
Why for silver?
Do I really have to tell you? Look at yourself, and then look at the others. All they've got to wager is their labor. But you've got coin.
Are there any rules?
Aye, a couple. Whoever lands on his arse and runs, loses. And no knives, axes, or any of that shit. You'll forfeit your wager for that, got it?
Now he ain't going to fight us because we have to fight 2 others.
Alright, let's fight then, if you think you can take me.
Hold your horses, laddie. First you have to prove you're a worthy opponent for me by beating 2 other regular brawlers. Stephen and a fellow they call Ringlet. Take care.
Okay, so we got a game save again, and we have that activated.
Burned to ashes by Sigismund's hordes.
Baron, let's see, Ringlet. Oh, that's the guy I'd have to fight. And I'm not here for that right now. Although I just wanted to get that out of the way. Oh, and there's Rock. Alex. I think Alex is the guy I need to talk to.
God save him.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? There's a lot of things we can do with him. And again, talking.
How does life in Rattay suit you?
It'd be fine if we didn't have to sleep in hovels and beg for alms. And the bailiff is always on our backs, the bastard. But what can we do? We've got nowhere else to go.
Did you find out what actually happened?
What do I know? The lords are at each other's throats. But it's us that has to suffer for it. Same as always. I reckon they was after the silver mines, wasn't they?
Okay, so if I say how are the refugees doing, he's gonna probably give me some task for hunting meat or something. I forget, but so I think I need to knock this piece
I'd
out.
like to ask about our former neighbours. There are jobs here for some of them, and I have to pick people.
But the bailiff told me about it. He still wants our people to do the knacker's job?
But what of it? It will benefit everyone.
Not everyone. There's not enough work for everyone, and no one wants to do the knacker's job.
Do you know about anyone?
So, do you know who's most in need of some coin and is fit for hard work?
Everyone's in need of coin, but not everyone is fit for such work.
Who should I talk to? Where will I find them?
I'll talk to them myself and send them to meet you in front of the Rathouse, so they'll all be in one place. It'll take me a while.
I'm also looking for a cook. Do you know of a good cook who's looking for work?
Well, there's Agnes. I've heard she can cook better than anyone. Only...
Well, what's the problem? Did something happen to her?
No, it's just that I haven't seen her around here for ages. I believe she's cooking for the local parish priest and living at the presbytery. So I don't think she's in need of work.
But having a job could save someone's life.
Water carrying, maybe. But if they have to do a job that's not fit for a decent person, only for the knacker or the executioner's servant?
So you think there's no point in it? That it's better to beg than have a job, even if it is hauling shit?
You forget that that's a job for the knacker's hired hand, not for displaced people. When we return to Skalitz, they'll never be able to rid themselves of the stink.
Thanks. I'll go.
Okay, I'm gonna just I gotta be careful. I don't want to run somebody over, especially Carolina. You know, the sun's going down, so we don't have a lot of time. Just want to get some stuff done.
To the mercy of God. God grant you health. How may I help you?
Well, let me get some rapport done.
It'd be fine if we didn't have to sleep in hovels and beg for alms. And the bailiff is always on our backs, the bastard. But what can we do? We've got nowhere else to go.
So I only do what's highlighted, you know, to get speech.
Are you Agnes, who works at St. James?
I am. Or I did. Before those devils rolled in and burnt down Skalitz. Why do you ask?
I'm looking for a good cook and housekeeper, and everyone I asked sent me to you.
I've been blessed by God.
So it seems. Anyway, the local merchant wants someone who can cook food fit for nobility and take care of his household.
Well, Father Francis was very fond of good food, but I can't just go serve someone else.
It's not given. Okay, and why not?
Because I'm still Father Francis's housekeeper.
It says reputation loss.
Coming back.
Don't pay any attention. They're just rumours. I'm still his housekeeper.
Father Francis no longer needs a housekeeper.
What? Don't tell me he's found a new one.
No, he died.
Mary, Mother of God. What happened to him? Did they murder him? But he was gone before those godless animals came along. They couldn't have caught up with him.
Well, they did catch up to him in the end. I heard they cut him down before he reached Sasa. He died after a few days.
Oh, Lord. That's horrible. Such a good man he was. What will I do without him?
Well, there's still Hagen. You can have a good life in his service.
You're probably right. What else would I do at my age? Very well. I'll go into his service. But right now I have to go and pray for an departed soul. Goodbye.
Okay, well, you can do that many ways, and, you know, I almost thought something messed up happened. Okay, so that takes care of the cook. So we got the cook out of the way. Oh yeah, again, gee, I keep forgetting. Some of these, it always takes a while to get it back. Alright folks, I'm gonna go ahead and go to food. I'm gonna do that, and hey, I got a new perk, and the game saved. So what I was gonna do was start the game, quit the game, and start later. But agility, there's 2 perks that are still available, and Your attacks will demand 30% less stamina, but will also slightly less injury. Applies only to weapons that are based on agility. A successful evasion during combat will lower your opponent's morale. Yeah, well that one, I think I'm going to just go with that. And let's see what else we can do. We got one on drinking, so beer or drinking habit, wine. Under the influence of alcohol, your hand will shake 25% less and your bow skill is higher by 2%, but when sober your hand will shake 25% more. No, I don't like stuff like that. The beer you can get is 50% weaker, so you can drink more, but wine is twice as strong and will make you drunk faster. I'm trying to figure in some of the things, you know, what are we going to drink? Are we going to drink beer or are we going to drink wine? I mean, I think I'll just take that one. So I'll be a beer drinker instead of a wine drinker. And that is that. Oh, and we got one on the sword. So, Okay, poke / longsword. Yeah, I think I'm going to just take that one outright. So poke / Seeing I'm using a longsword. So anyways, the game had saved and I had done this after it, so I'll have to quit and save. But anyways, I'm going to pick this up later on, so no matter where you are in the world, have a great day or a great evening. This is your friend Jeff signing out. Adios amigos and adios the lovely amigas.